Hello there. This is a question from Sherry. Her question is, does the tarot associate with the 7 chakras in any way? So, yes and no. The original system is a European system with tarot, so it does not draw upon the Eastern modality of the chakras. But in modern day, because we're so much more fluid, and too with the rise of theosophy, which was really big on mushing everything together and creating kind of one system of philosophy dealing with spirituality, you start to see Eastern modalities such as chakras, yoga, and Kundalini yoga start to creep into the Western esoteric tradition. So in the modern day, the chakras definitely can relate to the tarot and can be used very successfully. So how I what I don't particularly use, water bottle. If I don't pick it up, it will just leak on the floor. But back to chakras and the tarot. While they're not officially associated in a manner, people do use them and have started incorporating associations within tarot in some of the more modern decks. And I personally don't really use a lot of correlation of the chakras with the tarot when I read. I'm more likely to feel something in someone's energy as I'm tapping into what's going on with them. And it may or may not show up in the reading, but how I would kind of generally associate the chakras with tarot is probably within the suits more so than anything else. And you could definitely go much deeper into the major arcana with the chakra system and probably do some really crazy cool stuff with it if you wanted to. But as far as like with the suits, I would probably classify coins, pentacles, discs, whatever they're using for the earth element. I would put that with the first chakra, with the base chakra that deals with stability, wealth, health, all that kind of base stuff that you need, the necessities of life. And for the navel center, I would associate that for me with fire. With the second chakra and the third chakra, you can't even see, I'm putting it in my stomach and my solar plexus. Not that you can see. I would associate with that with this suite of fire, which is usually wands, rods, that kind of thing. Just because of the aspect of fire really plays into the navel center, and that is where your will comes from. And the sacral chakra, it tends to be more sexuality. Things such as that, self-worth, sexuality, that kind of stuff, which also plays into fire. But it can also play into water too. So there is some kind of mutability there. And within the chakra system itself, there are associations with the elements, the 4 elements, earth, water, fire, air, spirit, that go along with them for that tradition alone, which we're not going to address in this video. But for me, the navel center, both the chakras, the second and the third, fall into fire for me, because that's really, especially the solar plexus, is your will and that power and passion that comes with fire to just burn through it and get it done. And for me, I would say the heart chakra would definitely fall into water. And see, this is where it kind of gets tricky, because you only have 4 suits and 7 chakras. But for me, water definitely, heart chakra tends to fall in that, as would the third chakra. I would also consider that water, in my opinion, if I was working through the tarot and using the chakra system. And just because water embodies so much flow, emotions, love, intuition, dreams, it kind of plays into both. areas of those two kind of work with water for me. Just with the correlations of how I see water and how I work with water. So I would draw that into cups, definitely. And for swords, I would tend to go throat and crown chakra. Just because with swords, although they're kind of like the Debbie Downer of the tarot suites, they're about voice, they're about expansiveness of mind. And so for me, really, the throat and the crown chakra are the two that play into air for swords for me in the tarot more than anything else. And that is how, in brief, I would associate them. And really, if it's something you're interested in, I would just start working with cards and pick, a card and be like, okay, the 10 of coins. And what chakra does that say to me? What do I want to work with this card? Or like, say, the strength card. What chakra does that embody for me? And those kind of ways of working with tarot tend to take you to another level and open up new avenues. I think one thing that's very exciting about the field right now of tarot and oracle cards is the willingness to expand upon the current definitions and look at things in a different way that you haven't really seen since, probably like Crowley Harris deck. Aleister Crowley really went into depth in creating correspondences, but that was with the Kabbalah more so than the chakra system. If I remember correctly, I came to think if chakras are mentioned at all in his book of Thoth, and I don't think they are, but it's been a while since it's been like half a year since I read it. So create your own correspondences really when it comes to this. If you feel the call to work within the chakra system and with the tarot, I think it can be very empowering and very invigorating to help you learn a different way of seeing it. Because the more you learn and the more you expand in tarot, it's just more. It's a lot of fun to kind of realize those things. All right, Sherry, I hope that answered your question. And thank you for asking it, because it really got me thinking about chakras and the tarot in a way that I haven't before. Bye-bye.